Today, we go beyond the spin, beyond the producer-manipulated storylines. We have secured exclusive evidence, testimonies from confidential sources, and never-before-seen footage that confirms a secret the two have guarded for years. This is a story of a hidden room date, a clandestine romance, a shocking DN, a revelation, and a birth that will change everything. This is the truth behind Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco. Yes, you heard it right. Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco's secretly room date. Finally, Tiffany Franco pregnant with Tim Malcolm's DNA, and Tiffany Franco is about to give birth to a new baby girl. Finally, Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco's wedding is set to be officially celebrated on March 15, 2026. To understand the present, we must first revisit the past. Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco entered the 90-day universe on different shows, with different partners, seemingly worlds apart. Tim, the self-proclaimed metrosexual from Texas, was all about order, caution, and designer labels. His relationship with Jennifer was unconventional, to say the least. Tiffany, a young mother from Maryland, was the picture of chaotic hope, throwing caution to the wind for a love that was, from the beginning, fraught with peril. So how did these two seemingly opposite souls find each other? It started, like most things these days, in the DMs. After their respective seasons aired, they were both getting a ton of hate, but also a lot of support. They found a common ground in being misunderstood. Tim reached out to Tiffany, offering advice on how to handle the online trolls. He'd been through it. It was a sympathy DM that turned into a daily conversation. Their bond was first visible to the public on the reunion shows and pillow talks. Watch closely. While Veronica offered empathy, Tim's defense was specific, personal, and fiercely protective, a stark contrast to his usually sarcastic commentary. We all noticed it. At the reunions, they'd always find each other. It wasn't flirty, not obviously. It was intense. They'd be in a corner talking while everyone else was causing chaos. It was like they had their own little bubble. We just thought they were trauma bonding from being on the show. But was it just trauma? Or was it something more? The first major crack in the public story appeared during the infamous Single Life season. In early 2023, both Tim and Tiffany were single and filming for the Single Life. The official storyline, they were just two friends, supporting each other through their dating woes. Tim's sister says, "Are you seeing anyone, Tim?" "Seriously?" Tim, No, I'm just focusing on me. Actually, I'm gonna go see my friend Tiffany in Atlanta next week. We're gonna hang out, probably complain about our lives." He laughed nervously. "Nothing crazy, just friends." The narrative was set, but our sources indicate what happened in Atlanta was anything but a simple hangout. The production team knew there was something there. They tried to get footage of them together, but both Tim and Tiffany were adamant. They refused to film anything substantive together. They insisted on keeping their interactions off camera. For privacy, that's a huge red flag in this business. So, what did they do off camera? We have obtained exclusive photos from a source within the hotel they stayed at. They didn't just hang out. They shared a hotel room. For the entire night, this was the secret room date that would set everything in motion. Hotel man, Amanda says, "I was the one who brought the room service." Tim answered the door, and I could see Tiffany sitting on the bed, laughing. She looked comfortable, like she belonged there. The vibe was not just friends. It was intimate. He tipped me $100 to forget I saw anything. I thought it was weird, but now it makes sense. $100 for silence. Why the secrecy if they were just two single friends consoling each other? The answer, it seems, was multifaceted. Their ongoing storylines on the Single Life, their complicated relationships with their exes, and a desire to keep something precious and real away from the destructive glare of the franchise spotlight. They returned to their lives, the Atlanta incident their little secret. But nature has a way of revealing the truth, no matter how well it's hidden. Months passed. Tiffany began appearing on Pillow Talk again, but sharp-eyed fans noticed changes. Excuses were made. She's stress eating because of Ronald. She's just comfortable on her couch. But then, The rumors began to swirl. A source close to Tiffany's family reached out to a popular fan blog. The fan forums exploded. Names were guessed. But one pairing kept coming up: Tim and Tiffany. The evidence was circumstantial but compelling. Their continued closeness on social media, their sudden reluctance to be in the same room together at group events, and now, Tiffany's obvious physical changes. And our investigation, including testimony from a medical professional who wished to remain anonymous, confirms the timeline of conception aligns perfectly with that weekend in Atlanta. She told a few of us. She was terrified. She said, "My life is complicated enough. This is a lot." But she also seemed happy, in a way. It was a mixed bag, but she made us swear on everything we loved not to say a word, especially to production. The biggest question, of course, was paternity. Ronald was out of the picture and in South Africa. There was no one else. The math was undeniable. But in the world of reality TV, denial is a powerful tool. We are told Tim initially refused to believe it. He freaked out. Totally. His entire persona is control. Control over his image, his narrative, his life. A baby? With Tiffany. That was the ultimate loss of control. He suggested, then demanded, a paternity test. He wasn't going to sign on for anything until he had scientific, irrefutable proof. The demand for a DNA test created a rift between them. Tiffany, we are told, was devastated. She was heartbroken. To her, it was a confirmation of all her fears, that she wasn't good enough, that she was a mess, that he was ashamed of her. She cried for days. She said, "He knows it's his, he's just scared." But she also understood. Their lives were public. He had a right to know for sure. So she agreed. The test was conducted in absolute secrecy, using aliases at a private lab in Delaware, paid for in cash. For weeks, they waited in an agonizing silence, their communication reduced to terse texts about the results. We have obtained a copy of those results. 99.99%. There was no doubt. The child Tiffany was carrying was Tim Malcolm's daughter. The results were a wake-up call for Tim. The denial was over. This was real, and from what I understand, something in him shifted. The fear didn't go away, but it was joined by a sense of responsibility and maybe even excitement. He's a logical guy. He saw the data. This was his reality now. Tim reportedly went to Tiffany's home the day after they received the results. What was said behind those closed doors is private, but the outcome was clear. They were in this together. Their challenge now was how to hide a pregnancy from the world when you're a reality TV star constantly on camera. Tiffany's pregnancy was the best-kept secret in the 90-day universe. It required a masterclass in deception. 1. The fashion strategy. Oversized clothing became her uniform. Props were strategically used to block her midsection. Filming for Pillow Talk was carefully negotiated, only shots from the chest up. 2. The filming hiatus. She suddenly dropped out of filming for a potential new season of The Single Life, citing personal family matters and needing to focus on her children. 3. The social media blackout. Her Instagram, usually full of full-body photos and videos, became a stream of old photos, close-up face shots, and pictures of her son Daniel. 4. The inner circle. Only a tiny, trusted group knew. Her mother, her best friend, and Tim. Veronica, Tim's ex and best friend, was reportedly kept in the dark for months, causing a temporary but significant strain on their unique friendship. It was exhausting for her. The lying, the hiding. She just wanted to be happy and excited about her baby. But she felt like she was living a double life. Tim was flying under the radar to see her, using back entrances, the whole 9 yards. It was like a spy movie. But as her due date drew near, hiding a full-term pregnancy became nearly impossible. The couple knew the truth would come out. They decided they would control the narrative on their own terms after the baby was born. As of the making of this video, Tiffany Franco is in her final weeks of pregnancy. Our sources confirm she is due any day now. The baby is a girl. The couple has chosen a name, one that is deeply meaningful to them, though we are not at liberty to reveal it just yet. Preparations are in full swing, but quietly, secretly. Tiffany's friend Sarah. Tim has been amazing. Seriously. Once he got past the fear, he's been all in. He's turned a room in his house into a nursery. He's been at every doctor's appointment for the last trimester. He's reading parenting books. It's the most genuine I've ever seen him. He's going to be a great girl dad. The plan is for Tiffany to give birth at a private birthing center in Maryland, under strict privacy protocols. Tim will be by her side. There will be no film crews, no producers, just them, welcoming their daughter into the world. But what happens after? After the diapers and the late-night feedings comes the inevitable public reveal. And with that, a question about their future. With a baby on the way, the nature of Tim and Tiffany's relationship inevitably evolved. What started as a secret room date, then a secret pregnancy, has blossomed into a deep, committed love. We can exclusively reveal that Tim Malcolm has proposed to Tiffany Franco, and she has accepted. He proposed about a month ago. It wasn't on camera, it wasn't for the show. It was in the nursery he built, just the two of them. It was real, and it was a long time coming. This whole experience, the secrecy, the pregnancy, it bonded them in a way nothing else could. And they have already set a date that marks a new beginning. March 15, 2026. They have chosen to have a private, intimate ceremony with only family and their very closest friends, a stark contrast to their very public lives. They have vowed that their wedding will not be filmed for television. It will be their day, finally, away from the cameras. When this story breaks, the fallout will be immense. We have gathered predictions from our sources on how key people will react. On Ronald, he'll be furious, says one source. He'll feel betrayed and will likely use this to play the victim and gain sympathy. On Veronica, she'll be hurt she was kept in the dark for so long, but she loves Tim. She'll ultimately be supportive. She'll be the fun aunt. On production and TLC, they'll be thrilled, laughs reality Steve. They struck a gold mine they didn't even know they had. They'll offer them $1 million deal for a special. Tim and Tiffany. Secrets revealed, followed by a new show, Life After the Lie. This is ratings gold. On the fans, the fandom will be split. Some will call it the greatest love story in 90-day history. Others will decry them as frauds who lied to the audience for years. But for Tim and Tiffany, none of that will matter. They will finally be living their truth as a family. The story of Tim and Tiffany is a testament to the fact that love can bloom in the most unexpected places, even under the blinding, manipulative lights of reality television. It's a story of fear, denial, but ultimately, acceptance and commitment. They had a room date, they had a pregnancy, they had a relationship, but soon, they will have a beautiful baby girl who will make hiding impossible. And next year, they will stand before their loved ones and vow to never hide again. The secret is out. The truth is here. The new life begins now. More update. Tiffany Franco and Tim Malcolm were recently spotted getting cozy at a club, sparking rumors about whether they are more than just friends. Buzz grew stronger with whispers that they may have secretly tied the knot, and some even claimed Tiffany could be pregnant with Tim's child. On the other hand, fresh speculation suggests Tim might actually be Elise instead of Tiffany. The truth remains unclear, but one thing is certain. Their drama keeps 90-day fiancé fans talking non-stop. I will explain everything. There has been a flurry of activity surrounding the new 90-day fiancé spin-off, Hunt for Love. Viewers are getting their first glimpse of the cast members as individuals in a setting reminiscent of a retreat. Just by airing these first few episodes, they have guaranteed that this season will be the most extreme one yet. Even though most of the cast is making lots of new friends, a few of them are struggling. Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco are part of this group as well. They became close right away after bonding as friends in the show. It appears, though, that their attempts to forge relationships are failing as the show unfolds. Is it a sign that they'll start going after each other in the future? Witnesses saw the couple together in a nightclub. I was wondering if they were at the moment. Am I missing something? Tiffany from the 90-day hunt for love has been a frustrating experience for Fiance. The news that she has 2 children tends to put men off. They want someone childless, many of them confess. That is one of the main obstacles that has been preventing her from establishing relationships. Even for her best buddy Tim Malcolm, everything is pretty much the same. The causes for it, nevertheless, are distinct. Jennifer Tarazona, Tim's ex-girlfriend, questioned his and circulated stories about him having an with a. Conversations with strangers have become more challenging for him as a result of these stories. His 7 years of defense have been a source of frequent irritation for him. It appears that Tim and Tiffany find solace in one another's presence despite the abundance of drama in their lives. Maybe they chose to start after being friends for a while. Guests at a lively club spotted Tim and Tiffany, stars of the new 90-day Fiance hunt for love, enjoying each other's company. In the middle of the night, fans saw the 2 of them laughing and getting close. Word spread fast about the sighting that they might be starting anew. On his Instagram account, Tim posted the footage. Fans have been wondering if it was a sign of a relationship between them. The fact that Tim and Tiffany have struggled to find love on the show has already addressed. Tim is still coping with rumblings from ex-Jennifer Tarazona, and the latter has had a series of connections fall through. She had already sparked some controversy online by implying he might be. The sight of Tim and Tiffany in a relationship has many wondering if they are more than just friends. Their lovely and strong on-screen chemistry has never wavered. Because of the sighting at the club, several people thought they had finally moved on. Truthfully though, they're just incredibly close buddies. Therefore, they are only friends and have a strong mutual support system. Neither nor friendly feelings were involved in the cozy time. There was also another cast member, Elise, who was there. This place was more of a gathering spot. Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco secretly got married. There was the most endearing chemistry between Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco on Hunt for Love. In any situation, their personalities are the most sincere and generous. They became great friends and were there for each other through thick and thin on 90-Day Fiance. Off-screen, though, Tim and Tiffany seemed to be closer than they were on screen. Numerous sightings of them socializing followed the filming. Fans of the TLC show were thus curious as to whether the couples finally tied the knot. Okay, it looks like Tim and Tiffany have officially admitted their connection and dropped some major hints. They continued the secrecy by quietly tying the knot. By calling Tiffany his wife, Tim has just revealed a crucial fact about their relationship. Does their marriage exist? How accurate is it? Tell me when it happened. For further information, continue reading. A large portion of Hunt for Love's audience felt a connection to Tim Malcolm. His relationship with Tiffany Franco, though, was unique. Celebrities on 90-Day Fiance supported one another and had a blast doing it. Consequently, many were rooting for Tiffany and Tim to end up together because of how wonderful they are as people. Upon seeing the pair's heartwarming reunion video, they were taken aback. It was a wild night at the club for the reality TV stars. People wondered if Tim and Tiffany were more than just friends because of how close they were. It was obvious that this was a casual get-together because Elise was also there, though, in the background. On the other hand, many were hoping for a proposal. Both of them believed that the other deserved them. Were the TLC stars' weddings a fact? Tim Malcolm's comedic timing has made him a fan favorite. He provided hours of entertainment for spectators with his raw, unedited views and vicious replies. Amidst the relationship allegations involving Tiffany, the reality TV star recently responded with a new Instagram video. The scene depicts Tim lounging on a bedside table while Tiffany rests her head on his shoulder. According to him, he had the opportunity to spend 2 hours in New York with his business wife. With a wide pan, the 90-Day Fiance star revealed the entire room. Do you know that Tiffany has a work husband? Tim inquired of Danielle, Tiffany's son, and Danielle confirmed to him. While Tim and Danielle appeared as a loving family, Franco joked about their relationship. The ex-boyfriend implied to her buddy that they would have an when they saw each other again next month. They should, Tim joked, and he agreed. What they do when they meet up was a topic of discussion. Therefore, the entire confession left fans bewildered. In a fan's words, "Are you two a couple or?" That makes me really delighted, because they called each other work husband and work wife, though other viewers could see that Tim and Tiffany were joking. The TLC stars were supposedly great friends, according to some. The public was hoping that Tim and Tiffany were going steady. However, in response to the crush allegations, the two were ridiculing their supporters. But the friendship between the TLC performers was so endearing that fans wished they could keep it between them. Tim Malcolm reveals if Tiffany Franco is really pregnant with his child. The audience of 90 Day Fiancé is waiting for Tim Malcolm to speak up now that he has. To clear the air, he is now saying that Tiffany Franco was not carrying his child. Rumor has it that Tiffany and Tim have tied the knot and are even planning to start a family together. Yet there's more. Tim described the dynamics he was now experiencing with Tiffany. Finally, the truth is out, and he answered every question. So what's your opinion? Was the situation exacerbated or alleviated by Tim's revelation? This topic is pretty intense, so you should keep reading to find out more. 100 Day concerning Tim and Tiffany's. The rumor mill in Fiance has been going full steam ahead. Their friendship apparently started rumors, and Malcolm wasted no time adding gasoline to the fire. He went on record as calling Franco his wifey and was seen multiple times with her. Their closeness shone through as they seemed completely at ease in one another's company. Tiffany was another friend of Tim's, and the two of them exchanged on social media. As a result, onlookers assumed they were having an. Jennifer Tarazona went even farther, saying that Tim and Tiffany used to have a daily on hunt for love. Everything pointed in the direction of Tim and Tiffany being an item. After much consideration, Tim Malcolm has decided to ignore the 90 Day Fiancé town rumors regarding his relationship with Tiffany Franco. He finally decided to clear the air on Instagram not long ago. The famous person posted a video of himself and Tiffany enjoying a match. Malcolm continued to mess with Franco's hair while Franco giggled uncontrollably. A lot of rumors have been circulating online regarding Tim and Tiffany, as he mentioned in the caption. Therefore, he chose to be upfront about them at last. The famous person in question denied being pregnant and asserted that Franco was not carrying his child. Malcolm went on to say that they also did not tie the knot in Sin City. Tim stated, "That is all that needs to be clarified right now." With the gorgeous wife, he added despite his earlier denial that he was married to Tiffany. Even though it's now obvious that he does it playfully, it seems like Malcolm calls Franco his wife all the time. He freely concedes that Tiffany is an exceptional human being. Finally, after all these years, he found someone who matched her. It doesn't change the fact that viewers think Tim and Tiffany ought to give it a go. They have incredible chemistry and seem to be quite compatible. As a result, they want to seriously contemplate going out on a date. Are you in agreement? Are Elise and Tim? He's not with Tiffany. Tim Malcolm asked Elise Benson out on it, shocking everyone on hunt for love tell-all. Whispers about their potential gathered around the unexpected event. If they are more than buddies, 90 Day Fiancé viewers may start to question. However, how does Tiffany fare? When Tim referred to Tiffany on social media as his wifey, it set off a chain reaction of speculation regarding their purported. On the show, he and Franco became close friends and relied on each other for support. Because of this, fans wanted to watch them get hitched and thought the tell-all would be the perfect place for them. It was during the reunion when Tiffany announced her split from Rocky. Accordingly, onlookers speculated that Tim may seize the opportunity to fire his shot at her. He unexpectedly pursued Elise and, in front of the cast, asked her out on a. Are the two TLC stars an item? Where does Tiffany stand? On hunt for love, Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco became close. Each one had to face their own problems and feelings head-on. Their chemistry was so endearing that viewers of 90 Day Fiancé couldn't help but root for them. By posting multiple videos to social media in which they appeared together, Tim and Tiffany teased their followers. Some even went so far as to call the other his wifey and boast about how close they were. The public started to wonder if the reality TV personalities secretly got married. As a last joke, Tim said that Tiffany is simply his work wifey and cracked jokes about their unconventional relationship. Their friendship was another topic he covered during their reunion for Hunt for Love. Because of their close friendship, TLC viewers adored seeing the duo happy together. After Tim revealed how he really felt about his co-star Elise, viewers were taken aback. On Hunt for Love, Tim Malcolm reached out to a handful of tracks. On there, he and me had a blast. In addition to Elise, the TLC star did some flirting but never asked her out on a. Couples from Hunt for Love recently got together for a reunion and shared relationship updates. When Tim had Elise tell him her and whether or not she had an host Zuki presented a clip from the show, Elise didn't want to give her co-star the shock value because she felt that he was just trying to make her feel uncomfortable. Tim confessed that he had spent a whole week planning to ask the former out on her before learning she was seeing Carlo. The celebrity from 90 Day Fiance became furious that she hadn't confided in him and abruptly ended their conversation. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.